Hello, Nick Norton here. Welcome back to my Pro Tools 101 course, which is actually DM Post 22 at Santa Monica College, but I am posting the videos online so everyone can learn from them. In the last video, we talked about how to use the selector tool and the playback audio and stuff like that, and today we are going to talk about editing or moving audio around. So what is editing in audio? The short answer is moving stuff around in time and deleting stuff. When like you cut 4 bars out of a song, that's an edit. When you take the 10th take of a guitar solo and cut it into the first take so that you get the hard part right, that's an edit. If you swap the first and second chorus, that's an edit. So to me, it all has to do with time. Whereas mixing has to do with volume and location and space and effects and stuff like that. So you kind of do both at the same time. I usually edit before I mix, or do like a quick mix so I know what it might sound like and then get to editing. You will figure out what works for you. In any case, we are going to take a look at some of the editing tools in this session. A quick note, I got a piece of software called Keycaster, which was free, and now you can see my typing on the bottom left of the screen over here. So I'm all about shortcuts. If I want to copy this emptiness, I can do that, and you can see that it's Command-C. This is the Command key, this is the Option key, and this is the Control key. On a Mac, on a PC, when I use Command, you use Control. When I use Option, you use Alt. And when I use Control, you use Start. I think that's true for like 99% of Pro Tools shortcuts. One other thing you might notice in my videos that sometimes we go down tangents. I think that's actually useful because you learn practical things as they come up. And it kind of shows you how an engineer might think about things. So, all right, let's get going. We want to edit this session, and the very first thing we're going to do, curveball, is save it as a different session file. Let's go down here to Save As. You can also press Command-Control-S, and I'm going to call this one Spaceman PT, edit for you. Oh my God, look what it's doing down there. I just typed edit for YouTube in all caps. You'll figure out a file naming system that works for you. I'm going to do a totally different video on that. Some people use version numbers or dates or whatever makes sense for your project, but you want to save a couple different versions of your session as you go, so that, here, I'll save this, and you can see the name change to the new one, so that if you totally screw something up, you can just go open recent and go back to what you were doing before you made a big change. So I say make a new session file every time you do something massive, like cut out half the song or delete the drums or something like that. All right, ooh, I need a sip of water, excuse me. Trader Joe's sparkling watermelon lemonade, awesome. Ah, that is delicious. Sorry, these videos are a lot of talking. All right, so just a couple quick more things about that save as bit. If you want to not worry about that kind of thing, you can go to settings and go to operation and come down here to session file auto backup. And I have this set to just save a backup of the session once a minute and keep the 60 most recent. So that means I have the whole last hour. If the computer crashes, I can go to the backup folder, and I probably have only lost a minute or two of my most recent work. Cool, so let's get into actual editing now. We were using the selector tool in the last video, which you can click and drag with to select things, as it's called. I wanted to show a couple other ways to navigate around your session, and then we're going to look at the other tools. So, God, that's kind of annoying on the left, isn't it? If you want to get to the beginning of a clip, and remember these are called clips, you can click to the left of it and click the Tab key. tab generally means next, so you can see my little insert point jump to the front here. If I press tab again, it jumps to there and to there. If I want to select this clip, I can hold shift and press tab. And if I want to go backwards, I can hold option and press tab. And you can probably guess that if I hold option and shift together, it's going to go backwards and also select it. So this is a way you can really accurately and quickly select the beginnings and ends of clips. You can also double click. Yeah, that might be easier. Whichever's good for you. If you want to move your selection between tracks, this is really useful if you use the P and semicolon keys. P is up, semicolon is down. And then in addition to tab, L is left. And what is that? Apostrophe, yeah, is right. So it's a little like a video gaming keyboard over on the right half of the computer keyboard to navigate around your session. So let's actually do something interesting with that. Let's do some cutting and pasting. Let's say we've got this little drum fill right here, starting where it does. And I'm going to be the producer, and I'm going to be like, that came in way too early. Let's try it half as long. Well, this is where we're going to switch to the time tool up here at the top. Or the trimmer tool, excuse me. It's in time mode right now. And if you see we get that little bracket guy, if I move it around, does it get big, kind of? And if you click on the edge of a clip and drag, it shortens the clip up. So, remember we're in grid mode, set to quarter notes. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, I don't actually use this tool very often. Apparently you can't just click to move the playhead with it. And if we want to compare, we can just press undo. I think, and redo is Command-Shift-Z, I think I like that shorter. Cool. All this tool switching is getting really annoying, so I'm going to introduce the multi-tool. By clicking on this little bracket on the top, you turn on all three of these tools, the trimmer, the selector, and the grabber, and then depending where you click in a track, the function is a little bit different. So if you're in the top half of the track, it's the selector tool. If you're in the bottom half of a track, it becomes the grabber tool, and you can just click and drag to move regions around. And if you're on the edge of a region, it is the trimmer tool. So if you're using that, you never need to worry about changing tools, really. I use that. There are some old school people I know who really don't like it. You can see I'm just undoing stuff to get back to where we started. Also nice in the multi-tool is fades. If you hold the mouse by the upper corner of any region, you can just click and drag to put a nice little fade in, fade out on. You always want to do that so you don't get a pop at the beginning of a region. We might put it into slip mode and make it like a real short fade if we don't want to lose anything, but you always want one. That is considered a part of editing as well. All right, what else do we want to look at today? I didn't say how to cut, copy, paste, and duplicate things yet. All right, so let's say we want to make this guy a little longer. I'm going to set my grid to, yeah, quarter notes actually seems fine because then I can take as many as I want. Let's say instead of starting here, I want it to start like way earlier. Let's have it start like all the way out here. I want to copy and paste some of these drums into this earlier bar. And to do that, I'm pressing T to zoom in, R to zoom out. I can just grab right on a beat, because notice my grid, I set it to eighth notes, and you can see it lines up perfectly. If you want to do it on quarter notes or whole bars or whatever, that's just dependent on the music that you're working on, whatever's most useful for you. I can't talk today. And let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 seems good. And I'm going to press C to copy. And click over here and press V to paste. You can see right off the bat we're going to have like a weird and annoying silence there, so we could just get one more. Cool. And then what we would want to do is zoom in by pressing the T key, put it into slip mode, which you can do by pressing F2 as well, and put a little fade right here so we don't hear where the edit happens. Let's listen to that. All right, that's pretty annoying, but I'm going to leave it in for now. Let's come on back to the beginning and pull this out so we get a little of the air in the room leading in. That's a taste thing that I do. You just got to listen and see how it starts. While you're working on this, you might have noticed that it's kind of annoying that every time I hit play, I click out here first. So we have this thing called pre-roll that we use. See, we've got a pre-roll button right here and a post-roll there. We can set the playback to start a bit before where we are. So let's say I wanted it to start 1 bar before where I've clicked. If I set this to 1, just type the 1 key, press enter, it turns on, and now when I hit space, playback's going to start from here. So that is really cool when you are trying to hear like exactly what's happening on a downbeat and you don't want to keep clicking to the left of it every time. It's also how if you want to record yourself, you just set like a pre-roll for 4 bars of a click track and it automatically starts recording where the marker was. You can see it even gives us this little yellow flag to show us where it's going to start. And if we want it to keep playing after whatever is selected, you can turn on a post roll. And if you press Command K, it turns those on and off. So you don't even have to take your hand off the mouse or whatever, or move from where you're selected to use it. All right. That is honestly probably all you need to start doing the assignment, which is to use edits to basically remix a song. If you're in my class, I'm gonna give you a different session to work with for that exercise. If you want to stick around with this video, I'm just gonna show a couple more tricks that have been useful to me. So let's put this back to 1 bar, and say I want to swap 2 sections of a song entirely. The easy way to grab those is to click on this bar below your marker bar. That selects every visible track. Cool, right? I actually learned that pretty recently. So if we say find where we want our cut to start, and then click up here, and then we come over here and see where we want it to stop, and I'm going to hold shift and click right here. We've just selected everything. And let's say I wanted to swap this chorus with the first half of this chorus. This is going to be an ugly edit. It's just to show you the idea. I might press X to cut that out. Just throw it over here somewhere. Make sure you're on a bar when you click. Being in grid mode is real helpful for this. You want to make sure you have all the same tracks selected, otherwise things get pasted into the wrong tracks. And then I hit paste. And that looks about right. We lost the markers. That's kind of annoying. Let me undo that. Click up there too. Oh, weird. Okay, got to look at that one. Anyway, where'd it go? Neat. Then you can probably guess what I'm about to do here. I click at the beginning, click here, and let's say we wanted to get an exact number of bars. This is I'm still in slip mode. This is going to be really, really terrible sounding. Let's just undo all of that. Remember, when you make a mistake, Command Z is your best friend. Let's click right on the grid now. And click over here. Cool, we've got it all. Now, before I do anything, notice this length right here says 16 bars. That's going to be pretty cool in a second. So let's Command X or just X that. You don't actually have to hold Command in Pro Tools. Click on a random downbeat over here, selecting all the same tracks, paste it. come on over here. You can click on that marker to grab it. And then if I type a 16 in the length, it grabs the same amount of time. So I can then just click X there, click here, click V. We'll have to go through and fix all the fades. Come on over here, click that, continue to hold Shift and click Tab a few times. It starts selecting through. But to be safe, let's just type a 16 here again. Click X, click on the chorus, click V, and now we have successfully swapped this chorus for this chorus. Yeah, you get the idea. Cool. Just a couple other tricks. Let's say we wanted to ditch this chorus completely, just go straight from the verse to the break. Well, we could click here, Shift and click over here, and then go up to Event, Time Operation, Cut Time. That brings up this little menu. Read it. It'll ask if you want to cut the time. You can also add more time or change the time signature. And it'll ask how you want to realign stuff. And all you got to do is click Apply. And that's gone. See, everything after it jumped. I'm going to undo that. This is what shuffle mode is actually for too. If you click Shuffle up here, and I'm just going to press the delete key. This is all already selected. Oh, good lesson. Only this region was selected, and when I pressed delete, only stuff on this track moved to the left to account for it. This is why shuffle mode is extremely dangerous, and you should probably not use it until you really know what you're doing and have a reason to. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to click there and click delete. See, everything moved. Cool, but let's not do that yet in this class. A couple other maybe useful things. One is if you want to just repeat a section over and over, you can just grab it and press Command D for duplicate. Boom, 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 boom. That's an easy way to loop stuff. If you want to batch your fades, meaning do a bunch at once, you can select all this and press Command F to set up some options here. Do you want to create new fade-ins? Yes. Do you want to adjust existing ones? I say no, because I probably did that manually. How long do you want the fades to be? You got a bunch of stuff you can look at and play with here. I'm going to cancel this, and once you've set that once, all you have to do is press F, and it just does it. Let's zoom in a little. You'll see a crossfade appear right here, and a fade in appear right here, which I'm currently using my dialogue editing settings, which is why those are crazy short. Let's undo them. Let's undo a bunch of stuff. See how much you use undo? I wasn't kidding about that in the first video. I'm literally just holding the button down right now to get back to where we started. Okay, final thing for this video is using markers, these things at the top that say verse and chorus and verse 1 and 2. Anywhere you are clicked, if you hit the Enter key on the right of the number pad, so the bottom right of your keyboard, not the return key, it will pop up this little menu, new memory location, and I can call it taco, and we can even like change the color of it and click OK or click Enter, and it puts our taco marker in here. If you want to jump around quickly, you go to Window and Memory Locations, or you just press Command 5 on the number pad again. And here we can go from the verse to the taco to the chorus, and back to the taco. And I'm just going to press undo to get rid of that. If you don't have a numpad on your keyboard, is it Command Enter? Command Return? Nope. Control Return? Nope. This is how you figure stuff out. Function Return? Oh God. All right, I'm pretty sure it's Function Return. You can Google that one. That's it for how to edit and rearrange and move things around. I recommend not switching things from one track to another while you do it, because then you get instruments switching halfway through a track, and that's really hard to work with. And pretty soon we will have another video. Thank you for watching. Bye.